Welcome back to Easy English Daily, where we learn English naturally through meaningful stories, conversations, and real-life lessons. Have you ever felt like giving up on yourself? Maybe you have been learning English for months, but you still make mistakes. Maybe you practice every day, but you still feel nervous when you speak. Maybe you look at other people and think, why are they improving faster than me? And then, one day, you tell yourself, maybe I'm just not good enough. Peut-être. What if you are not failing? What if you are simply growing more slowly than you expected? What if the person you want to become is already being created through every small effort you make today? Don't give up on yourself too quickly. You may be much closer than you think. Today, I want you to improve your English, but more importantly, I want you to believe in yourself again. So relax, listen carefully. Repeat the sentences when you can, and let's begin. Introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Easy English Daily. I'm so happy you're here today. Our topic is simple but powerful. Don't give up on yourself too quickly. This is not only an English lesson. It is a lesson about patience. It is a lesson about confidence. It is a lesson about failure. And it is a lesson about continuing when you feel like stopping. Many English learners think that learning English should happen quickly. They study for 1 week and expect to speak fluently. They study for 1 month and expect to understand every movie. They learn hundreds of words and expect to speak without mistakes. But real learning does not happen like that. Learning takes time. Growth takes time. Confidence takes time. And sometimes, the biggest mistake you can make is giving up just before you improve. So today, I want to tell you a story. A story about someone who almost gave up. And maybe, just maybe, you will see yourself in this story. Part 1, the person who wanted to give up. There was a young man named Daniel. Daniel wanted to learn English. He had a big dream. He wanted to speak English confidently. He wanted to travel. He wanted to meet new people. He wanted to find better opportunities. And, most importantly, he wanted to feel proud of himself. So Daniel started learning English. On his first day, he was excited. He downloaded an English learning app. He bought a notebook. He watched English videos. He learned new vocabulary. He practiced pronunciation. And he said to himself, "This time I will become fluent." For the first few days, everything was exciting. But after a few weeks, things changed. Daniel realized that learning English was not as easy as he expected. He forgot vocabulary. He made grammar mistakes. He could understand some sentences, but not others. He listened to native speakers and felt completely lost. Sometimes he knew the words in his head, but when he tried to speak, nothing came out. He became frustrated. One evening, Daniel closed his English book and said, "Maybe English is not for me." He looked at his notebook. It was full of vocabulary. But he still did not feel fluent. Then he said something even more dangerous. "Maybe I am not smart enough." That thought stayed in his mind. And slowly, Daniel stopped practicing. 1 day became 2 days. 2 days became 1 week. 1 week became 1 month. And his English stopped improving. But the real problem was not his English. The real problem was that He gave up on himself too quickly. Part 2. Your progress may be invisible. Maybe you are like Daniel. Maybe you are learning English right now. Maybe you practice every day. Maybe you listen to podcasts. Maybe you watch English videos. Maybe you repeat sentences. But you still feel like you are not improving. Let me tell you something important. Progress is not always visible. Imagine planting a seed. You put the seed into the ground today. Tomorrow, you look at the soil. Nothing happens. You look again the next day. Still nothing. After 1 week, nothing. You may think, this seed is useless. So you dig it up and throw it away. But what you did not see was happening underneath the ground. The roots were growing. The seed was preparing. The plant was developing. You simply could not see the progress yet. Learning English can be the same. You may think that nothing is happening, but every word you learn is becoming part of your memory. Every sentence you repeat is improving your speaking ability. Every mistake is teaching you something. Every time you listen carefully, your brain is becoming more familiar with English. Your progress may be happening quietly. So do not quit simply because you cannot see the results yet. Part 3. Stop comparing yourself. One of the fastest ways to lose motivation is to compare yourself with someone else. You watch someone speaking English fluently. They speak quickly. Their pronunciation sounds natural. They know many words. You look at them and say, I will never speak like that. But you are comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You do not know how long they have been practicing. You do not know how many mistakes they made. You do not know how many times they wanted to give up. You only see the result. You do not see the journey. So stop asking, why am I not as good as them? Instead, ask, am I better than I was yesterday? That is the question that matters. Yesterday, maybe you knew 5 English words. Today, maybe you know 10. Yesterday, maybe you could not introduce yourself. Today, you can say, my name is Daniel. I am from Nigeria. I am learning English because I want to communicate with people around the world. That is progress. It may be small, but small progress is still progress. For mistakes are not your enemy. Let's talk about mistakes. Many English learners are afraid of making mistakes. They think, what if people laugh at me? What if my grammar is wrong? What if my pronunciation is bad? What if I say something embarrassing? Because they are afraid of mistakes, they stop speaking. But here is the truth. You cannot become a confident speaker without making mistakes. Think about a child learning to walk. A baby stands up. The baby takes 1 step. Then fall. Does the baby say, I am terrible at walking. I should never try again. The baby gets up. Tria gain. Falsa gain. Je pas gain. And eventually, the baby walks. Hey, because falling is part of learning. Your mistakes are part of your English journey. When you say something incorrectly, do not say, I'm terrible at English. Say, I found something I need to improve. That is a completely different mindset. Part 5. The power of small steps. Sometimes You think you need to study English for 3 hours every day. But maybe you do not. Maybe you only have 20 minutes. That's okay. 20 minutes every day is powerful. For example, 5 minutes of listening, 5 minutes of vocabulary, 5 minutes of speaking, 5 minutes of reading. That is 20 minutes. You do not need to become perfect today. You only need to become slightly better today. Tomorrow, improve a little more. The next day, improve again. After 1 month, you may notice a difference. After 3 months, you may notice a big difference. After 6 months, you may look back and say, "Wow, I really changed." Success often comes from small actions repeated consistently. Par-ci à conversation. Now let's practice with a simple conversation. Sarah, hey, James, you look worried. Is everything okay? James, I'm not sure. Sarah, what happened? James, I've been learning English for months, but I still make a lot of mistakes. Sarah, arasso? James, so I feel like giving up. Sarah, oui. James, because I don't think I'm improving. Sarah, are you better than you were 6 months ago? James, yes, I think so. Sarah, can you understand more English now? James Siglius. Sarah, can you speak more sentences now? James, yes. Sarah, then you are improving. James, but I'm not fluent yet. Sarah, you don't need to be fluent today. James, then what should I do? Sarah, keep going. James, even when I make mistakes. Sarah, especially when you make mistakes. James, oui. Sarah, because mistakes show you what you need to learn. James, so you think I should not give up. Sarah, absolutely not. James, thank you. Sarah, remember this. Progress may be slow, but slow progress is still progress. Part 7, English phrases you should remember. Let's learn some powerful English expressions from today's lesson. 1. Don't give up. Timon. Do not stop trying. Exemple. I know English is difficult, but don't give up. 2. Keep going. Timon. Continue. Do not stop. Exemple. You are improving. Keep going. 3. Take your time. Doucement. Dito no rush. Exemple. Learning a language takes time, so take your time. 4. I'm making progress. Doucement. I am getting better. Exemple. I still make mistakes, but I'm making progress. 5. Believe in yourself. Doucement. Trust your own ability. Exemple. Believe in yourself even when learning feels difficult. 6. One step at a time. Timon. Do things slowly and gradually. Exemple. Don't try to learn everything today. Take it one step at a time. Part 8. When you feel like giving up. There will be days when you do not feel motivated. That's normal. You may wake up and think, I don't want to study today. That's okay. You do not have to feel motivated every day. Sometimes you simply need discipline. Open your notebook. Listen to 5 minutes of English. Repeat 5 sentences. Learn 3 new words. Tatianug. Remember. You do not need to win the whole battle today. You just need to take the next step. Maybe today your next step is listening. Tomorrow your next step is speaking. The day after that your next step is reading. Slowly you move forward. En donner d'ail. You will realize that all those small steps created something beautiful. Part 9. Talk to yourself differently. Listen carefully to the way you talk to yourself. Sometimes we are much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. Imagine your friend says, "I made a mistake in English." Would you say, "You are stupid"? Of course no. You would probably say, "Don't worry. Keep practicing." So why don't you say the same thing to yourself? Instead of, "My English is terrible." Hey, "My English is improving." Instead of, "I can't speak English." Hey, "I am learning to speak English." Instead of, "I always make mistakes." Hey, "Mistakes are helping me learn." Your words matter. Your mindset matters. The way you speak to yourself can change the way you see your journey. Part 10. A message for you. Now I want to speak directly to you. Yes, the person listening to this podcast right now. Maybe you have been struggling with English. Maybe you started many times. Maybe you stopped many times. Maybe you feel embarrassed. Maybe you feel too old. Maybe you think you are too busy. Maybe you think you are not intelligent enough. Maybe you think other people are better than you. Please listen carefully. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not incapable. You are learning. You are growing. And you are still here. The fact that you are listening to this podcast means that a part of you still believes you can improve. Protect that part. Feed that part. Do not destroy it with negative thoughts. Keep learning. Keep listening. Keep speaking. Keep trying. Even when progress feels slow. Even when you make mistakes. Even when nobody notices your effort. Keep going. Because one day, you will thank yourself for not quitting. Part 11. Speaking practice. Now it is your turn. I want you to repeat after me. Speak slowly. Do not worry about mistakes. Ready? I will not give up on myself. Pause. Repet. I will not give up on myself. Again. I am learning every day. I do not need to be perfect. Ga. Mistakes help me learn. Again. I am becoming more confident. Again. I will keep going. And one more time. I believe in myself. Excellent. Say these sentences every day. Not because they are magic, but because they remind you of the person you are becoming. Part 1 to final story. A few months later, Daniel was sitting in a small cafe. Someone walked up to him and asked, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" "Daniel smiled. "Yes, I do." The conversation was not perfect. He made a few mistakes. He forgot some words. He paused several times. But he continued. And after the coup, Daniel smiled. He remembered the night when he almost gave up. He remembered the notebook. He remembered his frustration. And he realized something important. He had improved. Not overnight. Not in 1 week. Not because he was special. He improved because he continued. He had made mistakes. He had struggled. He had doubted himself. But he did not quit. And that was the difference. Powerful closing. So, mifriant, before rememberti. Do not give up on yourself too quickly. Your journey may be slow. Your progress may be difficult to see. Your mistakes may make you uncomfortable. But that does not mean you are failing. It means you are learning. It means you are growing. It means you are becoming stronger. One day, you will look back at the person you are today and realize how far you have come. So keep going. Keep learning. Keep speaking. Keep believing. And most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Thank you for spending this time with me on Easy English Daily. Remember to listen again, repeat the sentences, practice your pronunciation, and use these English expressions in your daily life. And never forget, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. This is Easy English Daily. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye, and never give up on yourself.